Hey there, comic book fans. I'm John Anderson, and I just watched episode 14 of Supergirl, and it was pretty good. Definitely an improvement from last episode, but keep in mind I'm going to be going through key plot points from the episode, so if you haven't seen it yet, here is your spoiler warning. And there it goes. Now, we're first introduced to Cat Grant's new assistant, C.O. Bond Smith, who, if you aren't familiar with in the comics, is Silver Banshee, who's a supervillain to Supergirl. And they kind of lay the groundwork that they're going to have this bit of rivalry, obviously because they want to play favorites to Cat Grant. But we may see her transform into her supervillain persona at some point this season, or maybe next season. Then we're introduced to Jimmy and Lucy Lane again, and I'm hoping, as I'm watching this, I'm like, cool, maybe they'll build on the relationship a little bit more. Nope. The second that Lucy comes in, they start fighting, and they're arguing about who else? Supergirl. And Lucy accuses Jimmy of falling in love with Supergirl, and it's just like, come on. I really wanted them to focus on their relationship. Like, give me a reason for Jimmy to stay with Lucy, because they have yet to show me why he's so torn, because I don't see why he loves Lucy Lane the way he does. Like, there's never been explanation. It's just an obstacle for Kara and Jimmy, and it's frankly kind of lazy, and I'm sick of it. So that was my least favorite part of the episode, clearly. Then Jimmy's struggling between, relationship and job, and Cat Grant's kind of noticing, and she gives him this speech about how when she was younger, she had to write a report on this actor who was charming and handsome, and she learned that he actually would beat his wife. And her editor told her to just write a fluff piece about him, and then a few weeks later, he killed her. And she explains to Jimmy, like, this is why we write news, to tell the truth, because every day she's kind of guilted to this idea that if she wrote the article how he was abusive, maybe he could have saved her life. And it's a really great scene because it shows us more layers to Kat, and they slowly progress her character, and I really like that. That was probably my favorite scene from the episode. But after Kat's speech, Jimmy talks to Kara about Maxwell Lord and how she's keeping him captive against his will, and that's not due process, he should be tried, and quotes Superman that it's not truth, justice, or the American way, and guilts her to letting him go. And it leaves this kind of Flash Captain Cold relationship, like, listen, you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you kind of thing. And finally we have Kara being mad at John Jones because he killed Astra, but we really know it was Alex who killed her, and they're really playing this hatred thing up so that way when it's finally revealed, it's going to affect that relationship. I can just tell that's the route that they're going, especially with Nod coming in 2 weeks, which was kind of odd. I forgot to mention that. Nod kind of shows up at the beginning of the episode, but they just have this awkward funeral, and I don't know why Nod would tell her, like, oh, by the way, person that's probably going to try to stop me, we're going to take a break and, we'll attack in like 2 weeks, just so you're ready. I don't think a villain would do that, so that was kind of odd, but we'll see what happens in the next couple episodes. So that's my thoughts on Supergirl, episode 14. If you guys like this video, be sure to share and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook at John Ryan Anderson, or on Instagram at GotStageFright. And remember, guys, as always, comics do deserve a second look.